Hey, what's good, everybody? This is advice from a business owner. That's the name of my channel. I give advice about business and there's a different perspective. Now, today we are going to talk about narcissistic behavior and business and how it go hand in hand, right? Now, we as people have worked with people that have mental illness. Now, I don't know if narcissism fall under the mental illness category. I know it's more of like a characteristic flaw. Now, with that being said, some of the things I might say might sound annoying, and some of the things I might say might sound a little bit unfair, but it's just reality. Have you ever worked with somebody that was extremely grimy, or have you worked with a boss that seemed to not care much about anything but getting the job done? Even positions that are higher than you but happen to be lower than a manager, like for example, a supervisor, right? I mean, you give a person a little bit of power, you see how crazy they get. That's a perfect example of a supervisor. And have you noticed how grimy they could get? I'm talking about if you probably have a death in the family, they don't seem to care. If you are late, they don't seem to care. Like if an accident happened, they just want the job done. There's a strong possibility those people, right, are narcissistic people. And those people could one day own businesses. Not only could they one day own businesses, but they are narcissistic people that have businesses as well too. Now, how do they achieve success, narcissistic people, and what can we learn from them, right? Narcissistic people have no empathy for others. They only think about themselves. With that being said, they could crumble and squash any obstacle that's in their way. They'll do you dirty, throw you under the bus. If they decide to open a business, right, and before they open a business, they have a job, 9 times out of 10, they probably got a lot of people fired from that job to get the position that they need to get, become a manager, get paid really well, and then leave that job and open a business. I'm sure these stories exist. And that's how many narcissistic people become either supervisors, managers, or business owners. Nothing gets in their way. Now, this is what we could learn from narcissistic people, or narcissistic people that have businesses, right? Take the empathy, keep the empathy, because mind you, they have no empathy, right? Keep the empathy. Keep the awareness that you are hurting others, right? Because you might have to hurt feelings when you're running a business, right? But sometimes hurting feeling is for the betterment of your company. Saying no could be a form of hurting someone's feelings. A narcissistic person could say no with no empathy. But when you say no to somebody, at least you could explain where you are coming from. Like, this might not be good for my business. I might lose customers. Narcissistic people, they'll either lie about it or not have any explanation, just go about it. Another thing we can learn about a narcissistic person is being number one. People seem to try to achieve the number one spot, but in reality, a lot of us low-key be going after the number two spot, right? That's where the feeling thing again comes in. You got to put your feelings first, just like a narcissistic person. But you still got to be connected with empathy, right? So these are the things that we could learn from narcissistic people that have businesses. Now, things you shouldn't do is create enemies, right, in the business world. And what I mean by that is, if you decide to have a business partner, don't be like a narcissistic person and betray them simply because you can, or it's going to make you feel good. Because once that reputation goes around, especially if you work in the same field, it might not work out for you. Number two, I might talk about narcissistic customers as well too. You could pick up the pattern. These are people that do that want birthday parties, whatever. I'll get to that a little bit later. But for now, this is just about narcissistic people in business. And yes, they do go hand in hand, like I think I said at the beginning before. And these things go hand in hand. They are not that separate. Believe me. you will come across people, and I know you have come across business owners as a customer where they was extremely rude and they felt nothing. Like they could have been at the wrong, but because you are you and they are them, they'll just simply brush it off. Now, another thing that makes some of us achieve the success that we achieve is we also ourselves have narcissistic behavior, but it's not full-fledged narcissism. We are able to disconnect it, right? Putting yourself first, doing anything to achieve your dream, right? Regardless, again, if it hurts others, has a form of some narcissistic traits within it. Now, with that being said, I was just checking to see my video. It's hitting 10 minutes because I like to do 5 to 10 minute videos. Hit me in the comments. Let me know if you want more. Now, with that being said, I pretty much explained everything you need to do as far as the lessons that we could learn from narcissistic people. But the number one key is to always keep empathy, because empathy will have your customers coming back, right? To empathize with them, right? For example, I have customers where when we talk, I ask them how they doing, how's their day. There's no phoniness, and they could sense the phoniness in your voice. They could tell it's not fake, it's not that. With narcissistic people, it's hard to tell, but believe me, you will be able to tell. Your customers will be able to tell when you really don't care about them. Like, especially when you be like, oh yeah, something happened to me, blah blah blah. Every time they talk to you or talking about yourself, they'll pick that up. They'll be like, nah, I don't want to deal with that person. But anyway, I am advice from a business owner. As you already know, check me out on YouTube. Just want to let you guys know the difference. I mean, not the difference. How narcissistic and business go hand in hand. All right, guys. Bless up. You already know what it is.